Hi, good day to everyone. I already have a few folks sitting out in the comments. Um, this was one of the first ones I started today because it was there. Jen Miranda, happy Tuesday. Yes, it is. It's a lovely day. It's actually a lovely day here in Texas because it didn't get to 100 yesterday, and I was looking, and it's not going to get to 100 according to the weatherman for like out a month. So the burning up weather that I can't walk out in because it makes me sick has gone away. So I was looking forward to this morning going out and walking early in the morning. And when I woke up, I was looking around for the Mack truck that had run over me, and I couldn't figure out where was I getting. I was having some weird symptoms. So I rolled over and said, well, I'll give myself another hour's sleep. And I woke up at 11 this morning, and I have a sore throat and my head's stuffed up. And I was listening to Stephanie Miller, and she was saying everybody who was at a lot of people at the DNC got COVID. And I'm like, but I didn't go to the DNC. But a week ago today, a friend of mine had been at the DNC working, and then a crisis had come up with a friend of his here, and he wanted me to read her. So he picked me up in his car, and we went and got his friend, and I went to his house and I read his friend for him. She's having to make one of those life altering decisions about letting a parent go. And had a lovely time, got in his car, came home, and I felt kind of sick yesterday. And we don't have a COVID test in the house, but the kids are going to go get one for me. I can't. I'm so sick of this stupid disease. And I may just have a cold. I may just have allergies. But I'm not feeling 100%. So I hope y'all get 100% of what you need out of today's reading. Um, Jen, what I decided to do, what I usually do for people on their birthdays, is I figure out what is your year this year. And your year reduces to or compacts to the number 6. So last year, there was probably a lot of chaos and change and getting things straightened out and a lot of motion in your life. Well, this year, since you're going into a 6, my words for the numerologic 6 is hearth and home. You can look up the personal number 6 on Google. Just put in personal year 6, and you will have lots of stuff to read this afternoon. A 6 is a really great year. It's when you kind of, after the 5 year where it's been hustle, bustle, change, da, 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 all of a sudden you're going to go into a year that's going to be much more peaceful. Now, it doesn't happen all at once, but this is going to be the year you're going to decide, I want new throw pillows. I want to change the color of our room. You're going to be more focused on your home and on the people closest to you, or the people who you feel most like family with. Doesn't have to be family. Some of us don't deal with our families, so um, it will be people that you want to bring in close and make like family. So you're going into a 6 year. That's a lovely, lovely year. And I usually try to teach something every time I have a show. So we're going to run through the numbers real quickly. Every number can be reduced to a single digit, and um, or they can be reduced to 11, 22, or 33. Those are master numbers. We're not going to mess with master numbers here. We're just going to look at uh, this. And how did I figure out that she's a 6? Well, she was born in the 8th month. She was born on the 26th day. So you had 8, 2, 6. You add those together. Then we are, if you take 2024 and you add the 20 and the 24, it comes out to be 8. So you add the digits in your birthday with the year that you're in, that your birthday falls on. And for her, it worked out to be a 6. If it had worked out to be a 1 year, this would be a year when you'd be starting a lot of new things, initiating a lot of new things. You would have be maybe changing careers, walking away from what you'd had before, but there's always it's the element of 1. It's stuff you're doing on your own. If you're in a 2-year, it's where you're working one-on-one with someone. So there's two of you. And you'll probably do more close collaboration with people, or that'll be the emphasis of the 2-year. And these are really quick, guys. Trust me. You can go read on. I mean, books are written on this. 3-year is a year of communication. If you think of the 3 as the triangle and the trine and the astrology, the energy flows easily in a 3-year. It's a lot of fun. And a 4-year is where you take all the energy you've been building up in the 3-year and you sort of begin to build a new base out of it. You look at what you've got and you consider, and then you hit a corner and you have to stop and consider. It's like kunk, 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 kunk. You're kind of running into a lot of things that make you think and things that may help you make decisions. Now, if you do your 4-year right, your 5-year is either freedom or chaos. It's either the 5 years a year where you have a lot of freedom to do stuff because you're not working on old crap, or if you didn't do the 4-year right, it's chaos because now you've got to do the energy of 2 years in one. And then we got the 6, which is where Jen is. And then a 7-year is you've built a home base, you've built a place you feel safe. It's a year of a lot of dealing with intuition, dealing with personal power. And Rossi, if you're in a 7-year with the 7 life path, the planetary changes that are hitting us right now about forcing us, I mean, just literally saying you can't hide from being intuitive anymore. All that's going to feel very, very comfortable for you right now. And that's what happens in a 7 years. 7 years are spiritual change. It's also going to be a time when you do a lot of analysis and you think about a lot of things, because your 8-year is money and power. And if you've done all the other 7 years right, you're in a position to really coalesce and put together your money, your power. And it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but since when I was born, money is a big chunk of what is the power. But you get to build on from that. And you coalesce your power, you decide how to use your power, you come to terms with your power. That's what you're doing. And then then the next birthday, you'll fall into a 9-year. And a 9-year is the year when you wrap things up. I'll often talk to people about what was the year when you like moved, let go, sold the car, did the da. Mountain Sage is 70 today. Whoop, whoop. And that's the 9-year is your wrap up year. It's a letting go year. And if you hang on to stuff that you've built up in the last 9 years and don't let it go, you're going to drag that into your next 9-year cycle. These cycles go from 1 to 9. And let's see, Mountain Sage, 8, 27, 8, 17, and 8, 8, 16. You're in she's in a 6-year. Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. You're going into Mount Sage is you're going into you're going into a 7-year. You're right on target. You're going to be you're going to fit the basic energy of your life path is going to really fit with the energetic changes that are happening in the astrology. It's in the stones. It's in the everything. We are going into a profound change, and you're going to fit right in. So I'm going to cut to the people who wrote me and posted on my channel what their questions were. Oops, I got it. I don't know, but I found these results on search. Oh dear. For some reason, my Google decided I was talking to it. And I'm not. I'm trying to find the banners that I built this morning. Okay. Okay, my ability to focus seems scattered. Will I be able to start getting things done in the upcoming and present energy? I know who Shifting Veils is. Shifting Veils is also a grandmother taking care of a 3-month-old grandchild. I can tell you why you're feeling scattered, kid. But I'm going to lay out some cards, and I have some fun new decks. Got some kitty decks. I got the Kitten Tarot. There was a store going out of business, and they were selling everything off. My Weird Cat Tarot. And then to break from the kitties, I got a bunny tarot. So we're gonna look at the bunny ones for you, kid. You need some comfort, so and we're gonna see about what's the next good move you could make to feeling less scattered. Okay. These cards are really kind of fun. I read with them on the Sunday show I do with Scott, which is politics. It's kind of fun to read politics with bunny cards. I'm going to put the camera on the table so you can see the cards, because I know this person and she knows how to read cards. So these are tiny cards. What's the next thing you can do? Oh, yeah, quit worrying about things. That's that one right there. Okay. What your bunny cards are saying is you need to seek balance. You got the Two of Pentacles here. And then you've got this is an extra card and that's in this deck, and it's a card beyond the world, and it's called the Happy Squirrels. So you're not letting yourself have enough joy. You're taking things too seriously. You need to let go of the worry and the pain and the stress, and because it's stopping you from having all your energy. You're giving out more energy than you're getting back. And you need to sit and talk to the people that you're working with. These are the lovers, and come to a meeting of the minds so that you feel less stressed. That's why you're feeling so scattered, is because you're feeling, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. You need to relax. And what you really need to do is go be happy. Meet the happy squirrel. Go play with the squirrel. Go find some things that just bring you joy. That'll help you just a whole lot. And I hope that helps. We are going back to Vegas, and I believe in the next month we'll be able to find an apartment and be successful there. It's 2 different questions, but we're going to use the bunnies again. Oops. Dropping my cards. That's not good. Okay. We're going to use the bunnies again, and we're going to see. We're going to do 2 lines. We're going to do finding an apartment and being successful there. My parents lived in Las Vegas at the end of their lives. They lived in Hawaii for 10 or 12 years, and then my parents, they started having health problems, and one of my siblings had a health problem, and being that far away, they kind of got island fever. So after my father had some surgery here in the States, they never went back to Hawaii. My mom did, and she sold where they were living, and she brought everything back that they'd taken over there. And they went to Hawaii with 2 suitcases each, and when she came back with 2 suitcases each. So, and she called me one night, and she said, it was an area code I didn't recognize, and I said, Mom, where are you? And she said, I'm home. And I said, I don't recognize this area code. She said, that's because we've moved to Vegas. Now, mind you, my mother was a good little stern Republican lady who went to Episcopal services all the time. So All of a sudden, your parents are living in Vegas. Okay. I lived in that kind of family. You just had to kind of roll with the punches. Okay. You're going to Vegas. You're going to find an apartment. Well, that looks good. Oh, these are looking good. Yeah, you're going to find an apartment. It may cost you more than you wanted to, but you're going out there as a Queen of Cups. I think this answers both questions. You're going to be in your own power. You're going to be able to be the magician, to run things. Your husband's going to find some interesting stuff, and you got the star card. I'm not even going to lay another card on this. You're going to find the apartment you want, and you're going to find all the stuff you want. Just, you know, the star card, just make your intentions really plain, and you'll do just fine. That's a great move for you. Okay, so did you have a past life in Roman times? Okay, we'll look at it. This is my quick and dirty past life reading that I'm going to do right now. If I do okay, I'm gonna start with these and see if it gives me an idea of what role you played in that life, and then I'm gonna do it real fast. Spirit 7 to look at. You don't read these, okay? Okay, yeah, you lived in Rome, and you I think you've either seen a documentary or something, and you really recognized because it was a very karmic. You built up a lot of karmic energy during that time. Um, but you were in Rome um, at a time when it was very stressful. There was a lot of food shortages and a lot of problems. You may have been there near the fall of Rome. But what you learned from that period of time was forgiveness and how to work cooperatively with other people. And yeah, you were there at a time of wars and battles. So I think you were there at the end of the Roman. I think you had several lives in Rome, but the one that you have been reminded of recently was a time of great change that was going on around you. That may make you a little nervous about some of the great changes that are going around us in the world right now. You shouldn't, because I think they're going to end up all be really good. But I'm going to do Spirit 7 on that life. Move my little stones around because this takes more room. Okay, here we go. This is this life. And this is the past life that we're looking at. And we're going to see how does it affect you. Yeah. You have the carryover karma of, I think you started out with a relatively comfortable life, but when the fall of Rome happened, it happened relatively quickly. It was very difficult on the people who were living in Rome at the time. But in that lifetime, you died young. Um, there was lots of battles going on around you, and you were separated from someone you loved very much at a very young age. How's that affect you in this life? Um, you want things to be very comfortable. You work really hard at it. It doesn't always happen that way. And when you do get something comfortable, you kind of going, oh my God, what's going to happen tomorrow? So it won't be comfortable. Um, you've come in, you're the Queen of Rods, you're the Queen of Wands. You're happiest when you're creating things and doing things and being part of an enterprise that's moving forward. And you're looking forward right now and you're feeling pretty optimistic about things for yourself, but you always have that fear it's all going to fall down. Now, that may be the dark thing that you need to look at in your past and say, that was then and this is now, because that's the lingering fear that it carries over for you. But yeah, you lived in Rome. I took Latin for 4 years in high school. This was not a personal choice. This was a parent choice. And so I know a lot about Rome and I know a lot about how it fell apart. But okay. Okay, we're going to do this one in the garden. That's why I put the garden out, was because you, Loopy. I take it your name is Loopy Sandoval. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm going to tell you about asking a question. When you ask us a question like, will leaving my current living situation be best option for me, or should I stay? Well, we're going to look at if it's the best option for you right now. And then because I don't have any way of making a decision tree in what I'm reading in the garden. So, okay. Yeah, the plans you're making right now in the present, I'm going to start with your mind is in the present. You know, a lot's going on around you right now that's giving you the final answer to this. You've got your spirit in the crown chakra, which is really lovely. And that's enlightenment. And as long as your spirit is in harmony with what your efforts are saying, you should follow that. So that I'm taking this because I'm asking, will it be good for you to leave your current situation? You got go for it. You got your clarity and go for it, which is great fun. It says this means you need to move now on your intuitions. And what's kind of making you feel a little unsure about this is because your body and your grounding is in fire. And leaving is hard for you, and uprooting is hard for you. So you need to get past that. That's just sort of a tug you carry in the back of your brain. But and this says this is dealing with past issues. So I think somehow or another, moving right now means you're going to have to kind of deal with some situations that have been going on around you. But these three stones are telling me that it's really a clear path for you. If as long as you don't sit there and dither, just make a decision. Say I'm moving, and then it's moving has shown up to be very positive in the garden today, and it says that this is winter, spring, summer, fall. You're going to be making those things in the fall. I think if you're not like moving tomorrow, you're definitely going to be moving in the fall because all the rest of it's in. It's going to take a little while to calm down and get used to it, but by next spring, you're going to be in hog heaven. You're going to love what you've done. Okay. Okay. Will my plans for September and October work out well for me as I am in transition with my partner and moving into a new home situation? Well, you got the same thing. So we're going to look at this. We're going to look at her September and October plans. Very different. You're making me work. Put some in two spots. Your vibes. So we're going to, since you're talking September, October, we're going to start with the fall and go around the timeline. And you've got your grounding stone is in your solar plexus. You're burning out all self-doubt about yourself, and you've really spent some time thinking about this, and you um, you understand uh, what you're going towards for yourself, and you got the spirit and go for it, which is kind of nice. Go for it is one of my favorite spots. I always feel good about spirit. Your spirit's aligned with your ideas. You've got in the tree of life, you've got your clarity, and that's a great place to have clarity because that's where all of the chakras have come together and created a final vision. Your path is blessed with clarity and wisdom when you're in that position. Your mind is in the water. And you think I'd know these. Oh, yeah, this is let go of limitations. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. And your body's really aligning with it. Your body's aligning with the physical changes because you've grounded your thoughts. This one says, when it says this, it says, this is a time when you have the mental and the spiritual strength to let go of all limitations. And so what's ever going on in September and October work out well for me. It will work out well for very well for you. And this is something you've been working on for a while, one way or another. And this is kind of a culmination, and you're going into a whole new way of thinking about your life. So, oh, these are all good readings. I love it when I have good readings, and I will tell you why. Because when we have lots of good readings, readers tend to pull in what's about to happen to them. So, I'm not going to read in the garden now. The rest of the questions are cardy questions. Okay, Melinda, I'm going to tell you. I'll read. I'll put out some cards to say your guides, and I'm going to put the bunny cards up because they're here and I like them. I really prefer for people to talk to their own guides, but I will give you a message from your guides. But they're your guides, and I didn't know who my guides were until I was in my late 60s is when I met Addie, who's my main guide, and Frank. I met them both in the same year. And I kind of always knew they were there. And I guess I just kind of went with the flow. But I really have a thing that, you all have your own guides and they're there for you. And they're who you ought to really be talking with. Since you fell out funny. Okay, here, what's your message from your guides? Your guides are telling you the reason you're feeling like you're having a mixed messages is you want to be left less defensive about things. This is the Nine of Wands, and this is the Page of Wands, and that's the little wand dude. That's a little page that goes out, spreads the good word. But right now you're feeling financially stressed. You're not going broke or anything, but you don't feel like your money and everything is where it should be for you because you want to go party with some people, and you got the Page of Pentacles, which is also he's a good sign for money. The reason you've gotten defensive is you don't think your money is going as far as it should. You just need to let go of that fear and go be with the people you want to be with. And I'm not saying spend your money if you don't have it, but go be with people and go create some new friendships and some new relationships. And out of that, you're going to find the values that you're looking for. And that those are good cards. This is the one that fell out, and it actually fell out of the deck and said, I want to be read. This is the Nine of Wands, and this is the guy that's standing at the top of the hill, and he's being very defensive. You need to quit being so defensive, and you need to start letting some new experiences and some new people into your life. And that's what they're telling me. And I guess you must not be listening to them because it's pretty plain. Okay. Okay. Heavenly blessed honey. Same story. I'll ask if your guides have some messages for you, but you really, especially in these times, each individual is going to have to find their own intuition and their own way to deal with things. I know sometimes I do it too. I know a few readers, and I will call them and say, "What do you think about this?" And they'll, we'll bounce it off each other. But you need to start from the place that you want, that you're being told in your heart to move. Okay. But here's heavenly blessed honey. You got the Nine of Wands too. Apparently, it's a day to be less defensive. Um, there's been something's happened in your family that's causing a little bit of disruption in everybody feeling good about things. It's a younger person. You've got two of them. You got pages too. And Irene, let me have a chance to think about this. There's been some changes going on in your family, and they've been centered around a younger person, and you will recover from this. But it's making you feel very defensive right now, and very at odds with people. But the strongest card that I laid on here, you got a tower, but it was reversed, so that's not a terrible tower. That's just if the tower doesn't happen, if you don't know the tarot, but if you lay the cards out, the tower hits in the major arcana, and then the next card is the star. And the tower is the lesson that we have to let go of some stuff. Some things do have to change. They're not always going to be locked in time. But this is you. You are temperate, and I think you're really capable of staying balanced in the middle of this. And, if they're going to be crazy, your family, let them go be crazy. Just don't play crazy with them. And this is a comment from her later. The energy flares and shifts all at once. Yeah, you're going through it, but it's fine because you've got the temperament to make it through just fine. Hi, Dr. Gail. Okay, I'm going to see. We're not going to do bunnies for Madhu. We're going to do weird cats. These cards I like because, I bought them. I mean, I could kind of see the images, but I didn't. They're tiny. I mean, they're not. That's this deck, and this is the deck when I do my 6-month readings. That's how big that deck is. So when I do what's going on around you for the next 6 months, no, not that one, that's 6-month reading where I do month by month and tell you where you're going. So what's going on around Maddie for the next 90 days? I'm going to do a traditional Celtic cross because that's what's going on around you for the next 3 months. You're going to have definitely shift in your monetary situation. Oh, you got good cards, girl. You do. You really do. Yeah, you're feeling a little unsafe. You're feeling a little less insecure. Your Empress is upside down. This is where you're feeling right now. But the King of Pentacles is coming. He's going to bring in some new things. This is in the far past, and you were in a situation you could tolerate it, but you didn't really like it. And I think the universe came up and gave you the Page of Swords and said, guess what? You get to go through a whole big change now. So this is what's already happened for you, Madhu. But this is what's going to be going on going forward. And the world, last time I spoke to you, Madhu, I think you were looking for work, and I think we saw you were going to find work twice. But you're finding a much better placement for you. It's going to be a place. The money may not be exactly the same, but it's going to really um, just the kind of work you're going to be able to do is going to make you feel much better. And it's kind of the world. I mean, it's like you're at the end of a journey that you've been on, and you're finding some new ways to be. You've got um, the Four of Swords. You're coming out of your being hidden. This is hopes and fears. Right now, you're feeling locked in, like I'm going to have to accept this. This is the Eight of Swords. I'm going to have to take this whether I like it or not. But it's going to be a place where you go and you really do shine. And eights, money and power. When I did the numbers, and you got two eights on here, and you're going to the Eight of Wands, it's all going to change very swiftly for you. And this is the Page of Wands. No, it's the Four of Wands. Okay, that's good. You're going to find a better place to be. Now, the other thing I'll tell you when you read Tarot, one of the things that was the reasons that I liked Tarot when I first started working with it, any card out here that's in the future, if you say, hey, I don't like that, you can turn this one about feeling imprisoned and open your mind up to the fact you're not trapped, that you're able to go forward because you got these great cards pushing you forward. You're going to be the magician. You're going to be the leader in where you're going. And you can do this and live where you want to live. Find the house you want to live in, or the neighborhood, or the place. And I think it looks good. Like I said, the cards, if these were my cards, the ones I would turn is this one and this one. Because all the rest of them are fine. I mean, you're really much better out of that situation than you were before. And you don't need to hide out and just be on your own all the time. Take time off. Now's the time to get up and go. So, and I'll put some good thoughts out there for you. But that's your next 90 days. It's going to be fun. It's going to be in a positive progression. Yeah, if you're a 7-year and a seven life path and a 7-year, you're got a lot of stuff to learn. But you're geared for it because you're a 7. And Tammy, this is the time to clean up and sort out and get rid of the things you don't need. Enough for my numerology. I'm going to pull cards for Mountain Sage's birthday. And today's a good day to have your cards read because I was trained by an astrologer who said your birthday is your karma-free day. It's the day you can, if you want to open yourself up, you can have the most ability to break out and see things differently. And I always take advantage of that on my birthday. I just say, okay, guys, what's going on? What have I missed? Where do I need to go? Give me some new ideas. Tell the fairies to quit moving my medicines around. That's what they did yesterday. I found it. They put it under my bed. Okay. Okay. This is a Spirit 7 reading. I can do it to see people's past lives. I'm going to raise these up so you can see them better. Mountain Sage. Oh, you're just coming into your power. You're at 70. You're just really hitting your power. You came in seeking freedom in this life, Mountain Sage. And you're one of those very gifted people that can kind of build and do the sorts of worlds you want for yourself. Though, I think in the last couple of years, you felt a little like the hanged cat. Um, but right now, you are really coming into your power. Part of the being a hanged cat was you took a look around to see what you really, really wanted, and you've got in a and the motivations that you carry in your soul is Seven of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles, which are good. They're good for you, and you you have a real strong work ethic, and you really do sit and decide what you're going to do next. The only problem you've had in your life is you've always found it a little more difficult to trust others. You trust yourself, and that's okay because you're going into a Hierophant. You're going into understanding your role in this world, and you know, I don't know that we have to trust and love everyone we meet. I think we're better off when we trust and love ourselves, but that's where you're going. It looks like you've had a bright life and you've lived it well. Anja. Okay. I'm going to do 90 days. The reason I'm not using the garden more, I was intending to use it today. It takes a lot of concentration to work with the garden. And the cards, I've been doing them since I was a kid, and I could be half dead and I could read cards. So we're going with the cards, guys. Oh, you're getting free. You had some of the same cards a lot of people in this room have the same cards. Okay, you're in the middle of ending some stuff for yourself, and you're getting yourself free, and you're sharing and caring with people. You've come from a place where you work hard and you get what you want to have done. There's a male energy here that's been in the past, and he's been supportive, and that's okay. The next 90 days, you're going to have to make some hard decisions about what you want to commit yourself to and what you don't want to commit yourself to. Your problem is you're not picking goals for yourself. And what you need to do, we have a new moon on the 2nd. That's a great day to write down your intentions that you want. And I'd write them down for the 90 days. Say in 90 days, I'd like to see myself here. I want to be here, and write them as if you're there. Like one time I worked in an office that didn't have doors, and the next time I was looking for work, I said, I want doors. I mean, that was I see myself in an office with a door that I can close, lock other people out, and hold my energy. And being in a rabbit warren office is not easy if you're an empath. I'm gonna warn you right now. So that's the office situation you're offered, you might want to run. So I wrote in my intentions list that I wanted an office with doors. And not only did I end up with the office with doors, I ended up in an office where I was the only person in the place. It was like a showroom, and I had complete control of the place, who got in, who got out when the door got open. The next place I went to, not only did I have one door, I had two doors. It was a double. I was the executive director of a chamber of commerce, and there were these giant doors that open and close. I mean, I had doors. So I'm just telling you, think about what you're asking about, but put down what you want, because I loved having all those doors. You're wanting to get out of a contentious decision, but it's all but over for you. That got the Ten of Swords reversed in reverse, and that means it's done, and that you're ready to go on and build your own life. So somehow or another, you're going to clean out a couple people, get rid of a few things. You still have your supportive friends from the past, And you're just going to have to figure out the biggest reason you have this Ace of Cups. You can turn this Ace of Cups around to having things you love by picking the things you want to love. So I hope that helps. Okay, this is a business question. How do you book a reading with me? If you want if you contact me at my email, which I will type for you, I will send you. If you go to my website, you can see what I do. If you click there and say you want to, if you schedule something, and you're right, it asks for the money up front in the website because I couldn't think of another way to do it. I have not found an automated scheduling program that I can trust. So if you go there and you pick the kind of reading you want, I get an email and then I contact you and we discuss times. I try to fit it to your schedule, and I don't work at night, but and we just work out a schedule. I send you a Zoom link. We do it with Zoom. And so if you pay the money, I will get right back to you because those emails pop out. I have them set up for priority. And if you know how to book up through my website, that's the best way to do it. And I have time on my schedule right now. You're not going to be like booked out 3 months. Yeah, hit the like button and share the show if you like it. Okay. Will there be a time that telepathy communications will be used to help autistic children? Delphi, that's why they're autistic now. They're already coming in with the equipment that we'll all have as a general population. They have their differences, but a lot of them have incredible strengths we don't know how to decipher. So just, that, and I've heard this from people who've been saying, why do we have so many more neuro divergent children? And it's because of that. And that it's happening right now. Yeah, I like the new cat cards too. The bunny cards are cute. Tammy, you wrote me you're in a 4-year. Yes, things are going to change. Things are going to taste different. Food you always thought you'd liked and couldn't live without, you're going to find out you don't want. You're going to go find new foods that you do like. It's 4s can be fun. They're a little trying. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to put this in the garden because Mary knows how to read the garden because she's one of my happy gardeners. She hasn't been in class recently. She's been having some health problems. Okay. Remember, this is winter, spring, summer, fall. So we're going to say, when is Mary McSorley going to feel better? Okay. Well, the real onset of your illness started in the spring. It's going to get a little bit better by the end of the summer. I think you're going to find the right people and the right meds and the right things to get you back on track. But it's really going to be early winter, late fall, early winter before you're going to feel back to being 100%. Just don't push it, Mary. I mean, you're going to get there. And I do remember in the spring when you were getting sick. So I hope that helps. I can interpret the stones for you. things are around you now that are telling you which way to go, but they're not completely clear to you yet because there's still a little bit of your mind that's in the future. And your third eye, your body needs time to heal. This says your body needs time to express itself. It's just you have got to let it run its course, and that's frustrating when you're caught in the healing cycle. But you just need to do that. What's emerging for you out of the earth. These, for those who don't know, the garden, earth, fire, water, air, they're like the shamanic interpretations of that. And clarity coming out of earth. You've had many paths to cross, and you're in the process of sorting out which is the best trail to go down. You're grounded in your solar plexus. That's why you're feeling. This is why you're feeling frustrated, because your grounding's in solar plexus. You just need to work on everything and get rid of all the self-doubt that's going on around you, so that you can move forward. Because your spirit's in the water, and that's a good place for it to be. You just have to wait the transmutation of what's gone on inside you physically. You just have to be patient with it. But these are all lined up. They're all very positive things. So I hope that helps, kiddo. And we miss you in the Saturday class on the garden. Will my World War II project take off? Will it find some interest and bring in some income? Okay, that's a yes and no. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, World War II project taking off. Um, you have to find more time to really get working down on it. And this card tells me, the Six of Pentacles here says you're going to meet the right people to start sharing your ideas with, but you need to, you're either, I'm going to make, this is all going to come together exactly like I wanted, or you're going to walk away. And that's a mistake. That's you just not showing temperance. You are going to let go of some of those anxieties, and you are going to meet a blonde male or a blonde person who's pretty dominant, who they're not all they seem to be. They're going to feed you some, they're going to help you move along. But what this card tells me is you just need to really buckle down and not let these kinds of worries get you, and not get intemperate, not get frustrated with it yourself. Will it bring in income this year? No. Let's see if I can see a time. Let's see. Will there be income in 2025? Because I feel like it's coming together, but a lot of it has to do with your own temperament about it. So, Yeah, 2025 is going to be your year for getting this done. I mean, you need to be working on it right now. You just don't need to put an unrealistic expectation on it. And this shows you working with some people, and it shows it moving out, not as quickly as you want. Nothing new there. We've already figured that one out. And you're going to feel something's going to happen towards the end of this year that's going to make you feel unfettered. You're not going to feel as trapped. This is the Eight of Swords. So you're going to be really ready to go and 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 achieve and get it together. So don't give up on it, kid. It's a good idea. Um, yes, popping in to compliment you about your charming son, and his name is Sean. I don't have a charm, but Sean was on with Linda G yesterday. Yes, his station, his things about politics, and doing he's doing a whole series right now on the swing states, explaining the demographics of them and how it all works. And all you people who don't want to hear about politics don't want to hear about that. But I I don't know why you would feel more nervous now. I mean, we have been in far worse shape than we are right now. Um, and unfortunately, COVID hit the DNC and a lot of the people who are working on it. Yes, he is my son. She got the right name. Um, yeah, he really is my son. We I was there when he was born. Okay, we're gonna do a quick one on this one because this is a yes no and it's not me bragging on my son. I got one after this. I'm gonna do this one and then there's a pet question and then I'm gonna get off, guys, because I'm really feeling this readings. I'm the one who talked him into doing a show. He did shows with me and Scott, and then I was talking to Andre about him, and he did a show with Andre, which was one of Andre's most viewed shows. And um, Sean knows his stuff. What he's telling you, he's not. We did a show with him, not this weekend, but the weekend before with Scott, and we just let Sean talk. And we got criticism from people saying, "This is supposed to be a reader show. What are you reading?" And I told Sean I wouldn't pull cards and outguess him. But Kathy, are you going to stay in your current job? Well, let's see if you're going to stay in your current job. And if you're not, then moving on would seem to be the next statement. If you leave, it's going to be your own choice. So there's been some hassle about pay or something, but you know that you're in the right, and someone's going to try to pull some unjust thing on you. If you do move on, you're going to move on to a place where you're going to have a lot of confidence in people, and there's going to be no, okay, where you work now, they tell you one thing and then they do another thing the next time. If you move on, you're going to move on to a place that doesn't do that, because this is the Seven of Cups, which means there's no illusions or delusions where you go because it's reversed. So moving on is probably not a bad idea. You can stay where you are too. I mean, it's like which way are you going to go? Okay. Okay. It's a doggy. Okay, we're going to read the cat cards for the doggies because I don't have any doggy decks. can we see about the dog? I think the vet's diagnosis is correct. It's really upsetting you, and I'm so sorry, Earth Steward. I don't have better things, but that dog's always kind of had a good life, and it's just not his time to stay in the world. I mean, I don't think it's like tomorrow, but I think you need to be ready to start to separate from him. I hate that. I hate reading those kinds of things because I had a Sheltie and she lived 9 months after they diagnosed what eventually killed her. But we just made sure she had the best 9 months any dog could ever have. Okay. And there's a bunch of people on here that have questions, and I really about people moving with family members and health issues, and nothing I can read in a few minutes. And I only picked that one because I really felt like I think you're strong enough to put up with it, to know what you need to do. I'm going to put the camera back on me and say goodbye. So you see my sunny, shiny face, and it's time to say goodbye. And a couple tips of shows that I think are real interesting that are out there, that are on the YouTubes. Steve Judd, Judd. He's an astrologer, and I really admire his work. I've been following him for quite a while. He sort of talks the kind of astrology I was trained in by my Helen, the lady who trained me. So, of course, I appreciate what he says. But he has a show called The Great Reset, and I think everyone should see it. That's that feeling we all have, that we all know everything's just really going to change a whole lot, and for the good. But if you're like me, and someone told me this is an Irish family trait, when things are really going well, there's always that wait until tomorrow and see what happens, And I try to just say, hey, it's really good today, and I'm loving it, and I'm going to do well, and we're going to move onward and upward. And I just lost a card. Okay. Everybody have a good day. I'm really sleepy. I'm going to go sleep. Talk to you later. Bye.